Alright, what's good, y'all? It's your boy, Tony, young Tony from the Nine. Right now, I'm dropping off this little order I got for this guy I'm doing plumbing for, and we got like an hour on the clock. So I figured I'd talk to y'all about this hard pressing issue. A lot of people they wondering, when you in the hood, why everybody ride Nissans? Why everybody ride Maxima, Ultima? For the ladies, we got the Sentra, we got the Nissan truck, we got the Rogue, we got the Versa. But basically, everyone always like to talk why they always see the Ultima going on the wrong side of the road, trying to get around traffic. Why they see them in the emergency lane doing 100 in the breakdown lane. Why they see them with 5% tint, with no bumper, with no muffler. And I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm gonna explain to y'all. I got 9-10 reasons why everybody in the hood ride Nissans. And if you don't ride Nissan, why you should ride a Nissan. I know a lot of Nissan owners myself. Personally, I'm not one. Okay, I'm a little bit above that. I made it out the hood. I'm living in a white picket fence town, so this is basically sort of a do as I say, not as I do type ordeal right here. But reason number one, Nissans is cheap. You can find right now. You can go on Craigslist. You can find Nissan Altima, Nissan Maxima, Nissan Rogue, Nissan Versa, Nissan Sentra, 350, 370. All right, G35. M35, G37, all-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive. You can find them all for under 5,000. You can really pick up a Nissan working on any type of budget. And when you're in the hood, that's important. You got more important things. You gotta pay bills. You gotta pay food. You gotta pay for, sometimes you be getting high. You gotta buy the dro. You know what I mean? Nissan, you could always find one for any budget. You want something a little nicer, you could pick up that Q50, that Q60 joint. You working more on a budget, you could buy that Sentra, buy that Versa, You can usually find a Nissan very cheap. Not always at high miles. Maybe sometimes it got a dent. Sometimes it got broken CV axle. Sometimes it just needed a new CVT. And you can get parts. You can get Nissan parts all under like 1,000, 2,000 for the engine, for the trans. You can find just about any part you need for a Nissan, because they got hella Nissans. They make them fleet sales. You could just about get any Nissan, broken or not. You could repair that right back up, because they made so many of them and they done sold them everywhere. It's not hard to find one. Reason number two why people ride Nissans in the hood, it's because they're reliable. Sometimes you really just can't get around to putting on new tires. Sometimes you got to run flats for a little bit. Sometimes you got to run a donut for a little bit. Sometimes you got to run donuts on all four wheels. But the thing is, with the Nissans, is they're forgiving. You can run them dry. You can run them with no oil. You could run them down to empty several times with no problems. My friend Shimmy, he ride his mom's 2.5 Ultima Coupe. I think it's a 13. I remember, look, not to hate on Shimmy. We all got moments when we don't do the best driving. He straight up, he got himself stuck on like a curb. I wasn't there, but he rode up. He was trying to make a left when you can only make a right. There was a big ass fucking curb. He rode up on it, and it got stuck right under where the skid pan should be. Of course, it's a little bit of older car, so I don't got no skid pan. It got stuck right on the oil pan. And if you was in a Merc, if he was in a Hyundai, he was in a Honda, it might not have gotten out of that situation. It might have cracked the oil pan, right open, and he run out of oil and he stuck there on that median. But with Nissan, it just scraped right by. He got right through that little situation right there, and that's important, because when you in the hood, you can't really deal with your car breaking down when you spinning a block, when you're running from ops, when you ducking cops. You can't really have your car break down like that. You don't got time You don't always got time to take it to a shop. You got priorities. You got business you got to take care of. Sometimes you got to run a couple thousand miles over the oil change interval. Sometimes you got to run it on flat tires for a little bit. But the thing with the Nissan is it can handle that. It's not going to break on you for treating it too harshly like that. So reason number 3 is with the Nissan, you get a little bit of power. I don't know the exact figures off the top of my head, but I know they make them with that big 4-cylinder. They make them with that 2.5. And everybody know about the VQ. They put the VQ in just about everything. You can get an Altima with a VQ. You can get a Maxima with a VQ. And with the Sentras, they even got the little turbo joints. They got the 1.8 turbo, and I think they got the 2.0 turbo. Same thing with the SUVs. They got the all-wheel drive. They got the two-wheel drive. They got the VQs. And then with Infinities, you can even get a V8 or with twin turbos in that joint. You don't always got enough money for the Scat or for the Hemi. But shit, for $2,000-$3,000, you could get you a Nissan with the 2.5. You put your foot in it enough, it'll get you from point A to point B. You know, you might be spinning tires off every light because it's front wheel drive. But with that 2.5, it's gonna get you where you need to go. Really, damn, motherfuckers looking at me funny. See, that's the thing. Nah, I'm not even gonna say that, yo. But they got power for just about every type of situation. It ain't dumb power, but for most people, it's enough. You know, you don't always gotta. It's more than anything, it's cheap power. You don't gotta cough up that financing or them goddamn. You don't gotta pay the premium to get you in a Merc just to have that type of power. You know what I'm saying? And they make fast ones too for when you're trying to cough up a little bit more money. You can get the Maxima with the automatic and not the CVT. And even the CVT, shit, the CVT perform. I've seen it perform. But even with the you get the 350, the 370, the G35, G37 with the stick if you want power like that. All right, reason number 4 is because, don't even lie, there's a little bit of luxury in that joint. You know what I'm saying? They might, maybe not in the Sentra or the Versa, but the Altima, I'm pretty sure Altima comes standard with leather. It comes standard with sunroof. It comes standard with Bluetooth, premium audio, all that. You can get that 08. It's hard to find a car from 08 right around that time with Bluetooth and with all them joints, but and with TPMS, that type deal. It's hard to find that in any other car. But with Nissan, they try to put a little more luxury in their like mid-range sedans. You know, with the Hondas, that might not always be an option. Maybe the one you find don't got them options. Well, with the Altima, it's gonna have them options most of the time. With the Maxima, it comes standard with all them options. So even if it's like an old one, it's still gonna be a little bit nicer, and you don't gotta pay that premium if you want a different type of luxury car. And then with the Infinities, it's fast and it got luxury in it. It got, I know in 2013 they started making them with the touchscreen head unit, so you don't even really gotta buy a new stereo or nothing like that, because it's already gonna have the premium sound for you. It's already gonna have the sunroof and all that. And most of the time they're pretty spacious on the interior. Even the older joints, even the Versas, even the Sentras, you got leg room in those. You could put 4 or 5 people in the Versa, in the Sentra. You got enough room for everything. And don't even lie, you know them joints got a few stash spots here and there. You know what I'm saying? But it really suit like every type of situation. It's because you don't just get a car, you got like a nice car. You got some. You could be stuck in traffic. You could be sitting in that joint for a little bit. It's got enough luxury. You know what I'm saying? Next reason you should be riding Nissans is you blend in. It's not, you might want to get the Dodge Avenger. You might want to get, the Scat Red Eye, Demon Hawk, Track Hot, Wide Body. You might want to get the Maserati, the little Jag. But with that is you gonna stand out. People gonna look at a whole little strip of cars running up and down the street, and they not really gonna notice the Nissan like that. Especially when you get that tint, when you get that 5% all around, when you get the limo tint all around 5% on the windshield. Is you pull up next to someone, they might even not notice that's you. They might not be like, oh, that's Tony 2X, that's young Tony from the 9. Yo, let's murk his ass. Yo, that's Tony. Fucking shoot his ass, you know? That might not even come to mind really, because it's just like pulling up next to another Nissan. So it's like a nice little joint, but also you're not gonna stand out. If you out there, hustling on the streets, if you hitting gaps through traffic, if you riding on the wrong side of the road, You know, if you spinning blocks like that, they're not really gonna be able to identify you if you got like a Nissan. Whereas if you had like maybe the Mozzie or anything really, it's not as iconic. Even with like an IS250, that's like a flashy car that stand out. With the Nissans, it's regular. You know, no one's gonna be able to pick you out of a crowd when you ride in a Nissan. All right, next reason is this go back to how they cheap. But if you want to get a new one, even with the new ones, they ain't gonna set you back like that. With the new ones, they even with the markups, they start at 25, 30, 35. That's affordable, and they give you that 0% financing, so you don't even gotta cough up 4 or 5 racks to make that first payment. You don't gotta put all the money up front. You can just settle down for a little 400, 500 a month. And they make this another point. They make fleet sales. They sell it to all the fleets. You get a used one with miles on it, but it's still new. It's still like you still riding in a new car. It's got the CarPlay. It's got the Android Auto. It's got start stop. It's got pedal shifters. It's got sport mode. But it's not gonna run you back like any other car you could get. Say Hondas. They don't really make fleet sales like that in Hondas. But it's gonna be easier to get in a Nissan, especially when it's brand new, compared to like any other type of car. All right, next point is it's loud. I know I have an exhaust on my car. Some of y'all know you like to ride a car that's loud. You like to ride a car that got the little or the supercharger. But with the Nissan, with the CVT, you get all of that. You get on the gas, it don't go, and then it get to that loud point. It get to that loud point and it just stay there. And the best part is the CVT. It likes to run dry. When you don't change the fluid, you can hear the belt spinning. It make that little sound. It sound like a Hellcat really, because you got the deep growl of the big displacement V6 or i4 or whatever you got, combined with the little, so it really sound like you got any type of like performance car. Only is you riding a Nissan, and you get all that without having to go out and make yourself look flashy, drop them racks on that new exhaust and all that. All right, next point is they look good. Don't even lie. All right, I know a lot of y'all gonna be saying, "Oh, no Nissans look good." You know the Nissans look good. You know the Altima already got a wide body. You know the Maxima got a wide body. You know it look good with rims. You know it come low out of factory. You know the stock rims look good. You riding that Nissan, it's a big body. It's not gonna stand out like that, but it's got like an intimidating appearance sort of. With the G's, with the M's, with the Q's. You riding that, it look good. It's a common car, but it still look good. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's got the wide body and the body kit and all that. It come like that out of factory, so you don't even really gotta make that like little visual modifications or nothing like that, because it already come looking like that. My next point, Nissan really got the variety. They got a little something for everyone. If you're working with a low budget, but you need good fuel economy, they got the Versa, they got the Sentra. That's going to get you 35, 40 miles per gallon. They got the hybrids. That's going to get you 35, 40 miles to the gallon easy. When you don't need a lot of space, you can just ride one of those. Or you can get the two-door. You get the two-door Altima. You get the two-door Maxima. Those are a little lighter. They're going to be a little more, they got a little more pep. When you got a little more money, when you don't really care about the fuel economy like that, you get the Altima with the 2.5 or the 3.5. You get the Maxima, When you really don't care about the fuel economy, you could get the QX80. That's like the Nissan truck. You could get the Q6, the Q60, the Q70. Them joints is fast, and they're not even really going to set you back like in terms of like gas mileage and all that. And if you a female, if you a lady, they got the Rogue. They got the forgot the other joint called. They got the QX50, QX60, QX70, QX80. They got all the SUVs like that. They got the Kicks, and the Kicks is sporty even though it's an SUV, and it look good too, but it's still gonna blend in because it's a Nissan. All right, my last reason why everybody ride Nissan in the hood, why everybody should ride Nissan if you're in the hood, is they got the chassis rigidity. So a lot of the times you're gonna be riding on bald tires. You're not gonna be able to, pay for no Pirellis, pay for no semi slicks when you really riding that Nissan. but it still got the chassis rigidity. I know I used to ride Shimmy Altima. I used to bend them corners in that joint, and it would stick. You know what I mean? You could get it. You know how to drive, sorta. You know how to get it to rotate through them corners. You know how to get it to stick with a turn. You can really bend the block. You might not be able to make a huge gap at 12 on your ass, but you could bend the corner a lot faster than they can, because their cars is heavy. Their cars got all that shit in it, and most of the time they're riding in SUVs and Explorers and Tahoes. They're not really gonna be able to bend the corners like you can, and that give you really just enough time. You know, you riding a Stolo, you could bail. You got a little something in the car, you could stash that, pick it up later, type shit. You know what I'm saying? Just catch the little misdemeanor for the one time. But really, what I'm trying to say with this video is, you got to get your ass in a fucking Nissan, dude. Like, what are you doing? If you're not riding a Nissan in 22, especially now with the gas, get you in an Altima, get you in a Versa, get you in a Rogue. You know, it's really like, it's a no-brainer. They got you got one of those. It's like your whole mindset start to change. You start thinking smarter, not harder. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, a lot of people ask, why do people in the hood ride Nissan? There you go.